Hi, it's Dr. Hilary Knapp with Living Hope Chiropractic, and today I want to talk about birth trauma, but birth trauma that affects little older kids like toddlers, preschoolers, that age range. Because a lot of times we don't talk about it, or we talk about the struggles we have with our toddlers and our preschoolers, and we don't realize that there's a connection from when we're pregnant and when birth that can definitely contribute to that. So if you don't know me, I have two children. I have a 3.5-year-old Kaladin, and I have a 1.5-year-old Aerith. Now with Aerith, so Cal, it wasn't a very stressful pregnancy. It was pretty calm. We had our struggles. There were things that happened, and yes, we had some issues after he was born that we had to take care of. And so I'm like, okay, I overcame these struggles. I can do it again. The amount of stress that happened with Aerith's pregnancy was nothing compared to Cal's. We had the pandemic start. Our business took a big hit. We didn't fail, but we took a big hit. Our numbers went down. So financially, we were under a lot of stress, things like that. But then I had a death in the family 6 weeks before Aerith was born. And to say the amount of stress between the pandemic, between the business, and then losing a loved one, you realize I had a lot of grief. I was sad. There was a lot going on. And you could tell when Aerith was born that she was just, everything seemed so, instead of lively, it seemed so muted. And when we did her scans, it showed that her immune system had just been, or not immune system, her nervous system had been depressed. That it just, because of all the grief and all the stress that I was under, her nervous system was affected by it. And to this day, she's a year and a half, well, she's almost 20 months technically. She still struggles with it. And I say this because these are her most recent scans. Look at her adrenals. Her adrenals, which adrenals are what they are the organs that produce cortisol, the stress hormone. Look how lit up her adrenals are. But then when you go to when you look, so this is what as far as temperature we're seeing, they're really heated. But the DTG it's showing that there's an area of cooling on the opposite side of that. That tells us that it's been chronic. She's having a chronic issue in her adrenals. She's 20 months old. People are like, 20-month-olds don't have issues with stress. Yes, they do. And it comes from your pregnancy. And moms, I don't say this to say you did something wrong. There's a lot of things you can't control. I mean, they say you've heard the term pandemic babies are built differently. Well, it comes that there was a huge amount of stress during the pandemic. There still is a huge amount of stress. Our lives are forever changed. Everything is so stressful in motherhood. I cannot tell you how much more stressful, and it's not my kids that make things more stressful. I would say it's the world and the world's expectations that make things more stressful as a parent. And then all these outside forces that you can't control. But I want to tell you that your stress, it does affect your children. And so this is coming from a chiropractor. I see these children all the time, but I'm telling you, my child is also this. There's nothing wrong. You didn't do anything wrong. Don't blame yourself for this. This has been something that's happened more, it's becoming more common because of just the stress of the world. It's weighing on our shoulders as moms. But kids shouldn't be down here. This is where she's at right now. She should be up here, living her best life, having a bunch of energy, doing all the kid things. But her adrenals, we're seeing it. She's stressed. And so I want to give you some encouragement. If this is your kid that's stressed, preschool age, toddler age, even getting into elementary school age, if they have stress and anxiety, we might be able to help. We can do these scans on your kids and we can see where their stress lies. We can see what they may need in order to live a better, more joyful, more just abundant life. And so if that's something you're wanting for your child, because you see the stress in their life and you see the stress in your life. This may be something you need too. I don't know. But what I want to do is let you know that because we know, because we can see on the scans, it's something we can help with. If we know that it's there and is showing up here, there's stuff we can do about it. So I want to give you hope that if this is you, there is hope and there's answers. Give us a call, give us a text, give us an email, however you want to communicate with us, to set up an appointment to talk to either me or my husband, who my husband adjusts my kids more than I do because I'm too emotionally involved with my kids. So he actually adjusts them more, but he does most of our pediatric work. I just, from my standpoint, I'm more part-time. So he adjusts more of our more patients than I do. So if you want to schedule with one of us, we can talk more about the stresses in your life or the stresses in your kid's life that might be affecting them, and seeing if there is something we can do to help. Thank you so much for listening to it this far. I wasn't planning to go this long. Yeah. So thank you for listening, and we will talk to you later. Bye.